Injury-wise today, Cam Curl will be out with a knee, Kevin Dotson with an ankle, Demarcus Robinson with a toe, Rob Havenstein with his ankle, Neville Gallimore with his shoulder, and then we'll have a bunch of other limited guys.
On Kevin and Cam, do you still expect them to be able to?
I do, yeah. I think it's, anytime that you have a lower extremity to a receiver, you want to be smart with that, but he's tough, he feels good. It's not something that we don't think we can treat. He's good. He's back, he's feeling good, so good to be able to have Ethan back. It feels like we're at home again. This is something that we've dealt with for a while, so it's you just kind of have to deal with it. It does affect a couple different things, but it is what it is, and so we'll focus on the things we can control. Not that I know of. I know that was some scary stuff, especially some people lost power. I know Les was out of his house temporarily, but fortunately I don't think anybody's been specifically affected. Say that again for me again.
How do you decide which spot is back at and how it's worked at both left?
Oh, I got you. Yeah, you know what? We'll give him an opportunity to be able to get some work at both. And so, Steve will be able to get some work as well. And so, it's good to be able to have those guys back out on the practice field. We have had a lot of moving parts on the offensive line, so certainly something we're used to. I think you got to be able to try to trust your gut, make an evaluation on, ultimately what we think is going to be best and where are these guys at physically. Obviously, these are special players and guys that have played a lot of really good football in this league. So it's part of the evaluation. That's what's challenging just when you have limited repetitions during the course of the week leading into the game. But, we'll evaluate it, and then, it's a combination of both performance-based and then how are they feeling medically.
Study the Dolphins. They've been through a lot this year, as you know. How do you look at sort of that middle area where they didn't have Tua or all of their personnel and saw what they were doing structurally there, or do you look at what this offense really is with him at quarterback and the timing elements and those types of things?
Yeah, there's a definite difference in terms of the 4 games when he's in there and when he isn't. Now you still see some similar parts of their offense and some of the things that Mike will activate, but there's a difference when they've got their guy at the switch in there, and so you are you're aware of that, but you can't ignore the other things that are part of the evaluation process that still is things that they can do, but it's a different vibe, without a doubt when he's in there.
What will it be like or what is it like to scheme against defense with Jalen, playing against him now?
Yeah, you see the guy that you're familiar with just going against them. And physical player, position flex, versatility, he's got that edge. He's one of those guys that's so disruptive. He can make plays as a blitzer. If he gets his hands on the ball, demonstrated by last week, he's usually going to catch it. And, great player. And you see a lot of the same things that made him such a fun guy to watch him do his thing here. And hopefully that won't be the case on Monday night.
Sean, what this team has gone through in terms of coming back to win games, winning in the fashion that they have, going through what they have, how does that bring a team together? Sometimes a coach will try to do things to bring a team together, but what you guys have gone through, how about how tight this group is at this point?
Well, I think they're coming together. There's it's a good blend of, some veterans with some good experience and then some youth in terms of these guys. They just continue to fight and they've got a great spirit about them. But I think you learn as you gain experience with people, and we've certainly had a lot of experiences in our 8 games. But it's been a really fun group to be able to learn with. And it's always about that journey. And for us, we want to continue to strive to play, quality football in all 3 phases, but also know that football is not a perfect game and figure out, hey, how do we stay together in the midst of the inevitable ebbs and flows that take place in the, throughout the course of a game. And I think we've stayed together pretty well. Now, we want to be able to play more complete football. I think our guys know that, but there's been a lot of resilience, a lot of mental toughness that's been demonstrated by this group, and they just kind of stay in the fight, and that's what I love about them.
You mentioned after the win against Seattle that despite the glorious finish, it's going to be an honest conversation internally with yourself and your group about the offense and the lack of production and yards per play being down and all of those things. What did you find in the self-scout and what sort of, I guess, are priorities for fixing for you?
I think really execution. I mean, you look at it, there was our best runs all got called back, by things that didn't need to occur, but we were holding on those, but it didn't affect the play. It was just technical things, and that changes the momentum in the course of a drive or just overall execution. There was some miscommunications and noisy atmosphere, but there's been some of those themes that have consistently come up, and we just keep coaching, keep trying to communicate, keep trying to have that clarity, and the enemy does have a say. But the things that you understand that they did a good job. I give a lot of respect for some of the different things, but then when we're beating ourselves, those are the things where it's like there's got to be an uptick in the urgency. And when you look at 3 explosive runs that get called back that change the whole dynamic of drives, some different miscues as it relates to who we want to be targeted on protection-wise, those are the things where we're better than that, guys. And those are the things that I think change the course of finishing drives, not having some of the 3 and outs, and that's you just tell them the truth, and you try to be able to give solutions, and then you keep it moving.
What do you remember about some of the conversations you had with him and his representatives about whether he would be there anymore?
Sure.
And were you guys
I love Jalen. He was. We have a cool relationship, and he knows the respect, the admiration that I have for him as a player, what he meant to this team. There was a lot of tough decisions that were, on the horizon for us as a football team, and it didn't have anything to do with us not wanting him here. There was a lot of things that we had to do as a result of some previous years and things of that nature. He understood that, and so it was important for us, based on what he had done for us, to try to be able to find, a situation that suited both parties. Miami was somebody that was interested. Les and Chris Greer were able to work out a deal. He was excited about that. And David Mogett has always been a guy that, whether it's with Jalen or some other clients, I've always appreciated what a pro he is, how straightforward, direct, and he's a guy that can get stuff done, and he can be very helpful in facilitating that. So it was smooth. I think Jalen was excited about that, while also appreciative of a lot of great memories that we were able to have together.
Coach, this defense is littered with second and first year players. Can you talk to me about the development of the defense and what excites you about them moving forward?
I think just that, it's littered with a bunch of guys that are continuing to get better. They come to work every single day. They're incredibly coachable. There's a lot of versatility in terms of what the skill set of these individuals that you're talking about have. I think Chris Shula and our defensive coaching staff have done a great job of really being able to bring it to life, or give them an opportunity where ultimately the players bring it to life. And so there's a swag, there's a presence, but there's an ability to know, let's stay humble, let's continue to improve. But I really have enjoyed being around this group, and they're fun, and I think we can all see that. They're hard to not want to see these guys do well. They've got a contagious energy and enthusiasm about themselves. It's coming down. All right, thanks, guys.